Last week, a man came to have his hands read because he was out on a limb. He didn't know it, but he was I didn't know it, but he was trying to get a new job that he thought he couldn't grab. It was his dream job, serving his ideals, but it seemed beyond his reach, and he was nervous about it. I just opened his hands, and the first thing I saw was lots of intuition and imagination in a solid, practical, sort of matter-of-fact temperament. That's kind of a contradiction. Inklings for what could be, what's out there, while being sort of a matter-of-fact person. And the matter-of-fact type is even inclined to be suspicious of the woo-woo and the flighty imagination. So I thought, how juicy. Because at its best, this makes a person able to see the extraordinary and then put it into tangible form. How cool. So I talked about that. That's the upside expression. And with everything, there's also the downside expression, right? The less happy side where you get stuck. So I talked about that too. Then I proceeded to weave in the heart line into the picture. And his heart line showed an emotional system that needs solitude. And he has a lot of heart to express. So that's an odd thing. He just wants to love, but not get all emotionally complicated about it. Now that's a paradox. Good luck with that, because humans just are emotionally complicated. He didn't speak for some time, but when he finally did give me feedback, there were tears in his eyes. He was at ease. He told me of his story about his aspirations and the job prospect. And what gave him relief is he got to see his talents and his troubles in a whole lovable, forgivable package. And the outer reaches of his vision didn't seem so far. This is my cup of tea. When his life was finding fulfillment, my life was finding fulfillment. This kind of work, using my gifts to help others use their gifts, that's my happy place. So you'd think, oh, cool, done deal, just do more of that, make your living at that. What could be better? What could go wrong? But we are complicated, aren't we? Our potential is always wanting to unfurl into our unknown. So we're working blind when we're trying to grow. And then for me, I've really run into a wrinkle. The past 6 months have been devoted to taking care of my brother, who finds himself helpless with dementia and physical limitations. In the quickest way possible, I have to get him safe and as happy and healthy as I can get him. But that quickest way, it turns out to take about a year. Surprise! Your life has changed, and big time. It's been 6 months of grumpy conflict and exasperation, and the longer it takes, the grumpier you get. And maybe the worst part, I feel guilty not living my own life. But when I ask myself, oh, just sweep that family business away, it ain't gonna happen. I just will do what I can for my brother. Now enter Toastmasters Develop Your Vision Project. Da-da-da-da! Who needs Wonder Woman when you can map out a vision of your own? It helps us get organized and realistic about how to get from here to there. Fairly quickly, I wrung out my soppy, muddy situation. I read the information carefully. I made lots of notes. I picked up every piece of my problem, sorted it out, analyzed it for what to do and what not to do. And amazingly, the overwhelm was drained out of the situation. I'm going to show you, oh, I don't have time. I would show you the chart I made, but I don't have time. Let's just use our imagination. It goes into two directions, or seemingly two directions. One is the family, business, and what I complain about. And the other is my goals and aspirations, and oh, it looks so cool. And I saw that both actually satisfy my heart, my core, because my family is at my core. And before I devote my focus onto my business, I have to take care of my brother's urgent needs. The brother part of the chart is simpler and it's more detailed and filled out. I can reduce the work to a timeline, and I see now how I can list others to help get what we all want. Now, and then the business flow chart is looser and more sketchy, but I'm calmer now. When I'm able to look at it analytically, I can wait. I don't feel guilty. The project allows for reviewing and revamping, and it includes 2 speeches. This is the before one, and later I'll give you an in progress picture. So, do you have a confusing problem, big or small? Take a look at this project. And if it's not in your path, I would be delighted to talk with you about it and to share the project lessons with you. Madam Toastmaster.